6 sentimental item organization secrets for anyone over 60. Preserve memories now. 73-year-old Marilyn was drowning in a sea of memories. Boxes of photos, her husband's war medals, children's artwork from the 1980s, everything precious, nothing organized. Then she discovered something that changed everything. In just 6 weeks, she transformed her cluttered home into a beautiful memory museum that her grandchildren now visit weekly. If you're over 60 and struggling with decades of accumulated treasures, these 6 secrets will help you preserve what matters most while creating space to breathe again. The 3rd secret alone will save you hours of heartache, and the 6th, it'll bring tears to your eyes for all the right reasons. I'm here today because I know you're facing something uniquely challenging at this stage of life. You've accumulated decades of meaningful items. Your mother's jewelry, vacation souvenirs, baby clothes, love letters, family heirlooms. Each piece tells a story, holds a memory, represents a chapter of your beautiful life. But here's the problem. They're taking over your space and creating overwhelming clutter that's stealing your peace. Meet Marilyn Rodriguez, a retired teacher from Phoenix. After her husband passed 2 years ago, she felt paralyzed by the mountain of sentimental items they'd collected over 45 years of marriage. Sound familiar? She couldn't bear to throw anything away, but she also couldn't live surrounded by chaos. That's when she discovered these 6 life-changing organization secrets specifically designed for people in their golden years. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your own precious memories? Drop a comment and let me know you're not alone in this struggle. Today, I'm sharing Marilyn's exact system that helped her honor her past while reclaiming her present. These aren't generic organizing tips. They're specifically crafted for the unique emotional and practical needs of anyone over 60. Secret number 1, the Three-Box Memory Triage System. Marilyn's first breakthrough came when she stopped trying to organize everything at once. Instead, she used what I call the Three-Box Memory Triage System, a method that honors your emotions while making practical decisions. Here's how it works. Get 3 sturdy boxes and label them Treasure Forever, Maybe Later, and Bless Someone Else. The magic isn't in the boxes, it's in the specific approach for each category. Treasure Forever. These are items that make your heart sing every time you see them. Marilyn's included her wedding photos, her grandmother's china, and a wooden toy her late husband carved for their first Christmas. The rule? If you haven't looked at it or thought about it in 5 years, it probably doesn't belong here. Be ruthless, but gentle with yourself. Maybe later. This is your emotional safety net. Items you're unsure about, go here, sealed and dated. Set a calendar reminder for 6 months. If you haven't opened the box or missed anything inside, you have your answer about its true importance. Bless someone else. This was Marilyn's game changer. Instead of throwing precious items away, she found new homes where they'd be cherished. Her daughter's childhood books went to the local library's reading program. Her husband's tools went to a young neighbor starting his first home. What's the most difficult sentimental item you've struggled to organize? Share in the comments. Your story might help someone else. The key is working in small sessions. Marilyn spent just 30 minutes daily, choosing one drawer or one shelf. This prevents emotional overwhelm and physical fatigue. Remember, this isn't about getting rid of memories, it's about curating the ones that truly matter. But here's what makes this system special for seniors. It acknowledges that our energy and decision-making capacity aren't what they used to be. Short, focused sessions honor your limitations while still making progress. You're not racing against time, you're working with respect for your own pace and emotional needs. The 3-box system also creates natural stopping points. When you've filled all 3 boxes, you're done for the day. This prevents the overwhelm that happens when you dump everything out with no clear endpoint in sight. Secret number 2, the digital memory bridge. Keeping memories, losing clutter. Marilyn's second revelation came when her tech-savvy granddaughter introduced her to what I call the digital memory bridge. This isn't about becoming a computer expert. It's about using simple technology to preserve memories while dramatically reducing physical clutter. Here's the beautiful truth. You can keep every memory without keeping every item. Marilyn learned to photograph her children's artwork, scan important documents, and even record herself telling the story behind special items. These digital memories became more valuable than the physical objects because they included context, the why behind each treasure. Start with the easiest wins. Use your smartphone or ask a family member to help photograph items before you donate them. Marilyn created digital photo albums for each child filled with pictures of their artwork, report cards, and special projects. Her kids now have these precious memories on their phones, accessible anytime, anywhere. Have you tried digitizing any of your memories? What worked or didn't work for you? Let us know below. For important documents, consider a simple scanner or even scanning apps on your phone. Marilyn scanned her husband's military records, old tax returns, and family recipes. She kept physical copies of only the most crucial documents in a small fireproof safe. But here's the part that brought Marilyn to tears in the best way. She recorded herself on her phone telling the story behind each family heirloom. When she gifted her grandmother's quilt to her youngest daughter, it came with a recording of Marilyn explaining how her grandmother made it during the Depression, using fabric scraps from old dresses. That story became more precious than the quilt itself. The digital memory bridge works because it separates the emotional value from the physical storage. You're not losing memories, you're making them more accessible and shareable. Marilyn's grandchildren now know family stories they never would have heard otherwise. This approach is perfect for seniors because it acknowledges a beautiful truth. The stories behind our treasures matter more than the treasures themselves. It also solves the practical problem of limited storage space while ensuring nothing truly important is lost forever. Secret number 3. The legacy station method, creating designated memory zones. This is the secret that surprised everyone, including Marilyn. Instead of scattering sentimental items throughout her home, she created what I call legacy stations, designated areas where specific types of memories live together, creating powerful emotional experiences. Marilyn transformed her dining room hutch into a rotating display station. Each month, she features a different theme: family vacations, holiday traditions, or her husband's achievements. This approach lets her enjoy all her treasures without overwhelming her space. Here's how to create your own legacy stations. First, identify 3 to 4 areas in your home where you naturally pause and reflect, maybe a hallway wall, a bedroom dresser, or a living room shelf. These become your memory zones. Legacy station number 1, the heritage wall. Marilyn dedicated one wall to rotating family photos and documents. She invested in simple matching frames and changes them seasonally. Spring features childhood photos, summer showcases family vacations, fall highlights achievements, and winter celebrates holidays. Legacy station number 2, the treasure table. A small side table displays 3 to 5 special objects that change monthly. This month might feature her mother's jewelry box, next month her husband's vintage camera, and the following month her children's baby shoes. What area of your home feels most peaceful to you? That could be perfect for a legacy station. Tell us in the comments. Legacy station number 3, the story shelf. This brilliant idea came from Marilyn's granddaughter. She keeps a small notebook next to displayed items, writing brief stories about each piece. Visitors love reading these mini histories, and family members often add their own memories. The psychological impact was immediate. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by clutter, Marilyn now takes daily mini tours of her own life story. Each legacy station sparks different emotions and memories, creating a personal museum that brings her joy rather than stress. This method works especially well for seniors because it provides structure without rigidity. You can adapt it to your mobility level, available space, and energy. The key is rotation, displaying fewer items more meaningfully rather than everything at once. Each station becomes a conversation starter when family visits, naturally sharing stories and memories. Secret number 4, the family connection circle involving loved ones in memory preservation. Marilyn's fourth discovery transformed her entire relationship with her sentimental items and her family. She realized that organizing memories alone was not only overwhelming but also missed the most important point. These items were meant to connect generations, not burden one person. The family connection circle works like this. Instead of making all decisions solo, you involve family members in the process, creating shared experiences and distributing both the work and the emotional load. Marilyn started by hosting monthly memory afternoons with her children and grandchildren. They'd gather around boxes of photos, documents and treasures, sharing stories and making decisions together. What seemed like overwhelming clutter to Marilyn became fascinating family history to her grandchildren. Here's the magic items that felt too precious to give away, suddenly found perfect new homes when family members expressed genuine interest. Her grandson fell in love with his grandfather's compass collection. Her daughter treasured the recipe cards written in her grandmother's handwriting. Her youngest grandchild claimed the vintage children's books she'd saved for decades. Do your family members know the stories behind your most treasured items? Share a favorite family story in the comments. But the real breakthrough came when Marilyn implemented the story circle technique. Before any item left her home, the family gathered to hear its complete story. This wasn't just about what the item was, but about the memories, emotions, and history it represented. Her daughter recorded these sessions on her phone, creating an audio library of family stories. Now, when her granddaughter plays with those vintage toys, she can listen to great-grandmother Marilyn explaining how those same toys entertained her mother decades ago. The family connection circle also solved a common senior concern. What if I give something away and regret it? By involving family members in decisions, Marilyn knew her treasures were going to people who truly valued them. The items weren't disappearing, they were continuing their journey through the family. This approach works because it acknowledges that sentimental items aren't just about the past, they're bridges between generations. When you organize with family involvement, you're not just decluttering, you're creating new memories and strengthening family bonds. The process becomes as valuable as the outcome. Secret number 5, the seasonal memory rotation, making space for everything that matters. Marilyn's fifth breakthrough came when she realized she didn't need to display everything all the time. The seasonal memory rotation system allows you to honor all your treasures without overwhelming your living space. Think of it like a personal museum with rotating exhibitions. Marilyn divided her most cherished items into 4 seasonal collections: spring memories, Easter decorations, garden photos, children's spring activities, summer adventures, vacation souvenirs, beach photos, outdoor celebration items, fall traditions, Thanksgiving memories, harvest decorations, school photos, and winter warmth, Christmas ornaments, cozy family moments, holiday cards. Each season she carefully packs away the previous season's display and brings out the new collection. This creates year-round anticipation and rediscovery. It's like receiving gifts from my past self, Marilyn says. Items that had lost their impact from constant display became special again when she encountered them after months of storage. What season holds your most precious memories? Tell us why in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. The practical benefits are enormous. Marilyn's living spaces never feel cluttered, yet she still accesses all her meaningful items throughout the year. Storage became purposeful rather than chaotic, with clearly labeled bins for each season's treasures. But here's the unexpected emotional benefit. This system created new rituals that brought structure and joy to Marilyn's year. The first weekend of each season became Transition Day, a special time when she mindfully packed away one season's memories and welcomed the next. These became meditative, reflective experiences that helped her process emotions and appreciate her life's journey. The seasonal memory rotation works especially well for seniors because it acknowledges physical limitations. You're not moving heavy items frequently, just 4 major transitions per year. It also provides structure for decision-making. If an item doesn't fit naturally into any season's rotation, it might not deserve precious storage space. Marilyn discovered that some items worked better in storage than on display. Her husband's Christmas sweater brought more joy when it appeared each December than when it hung in the closet year-round, triggering daily sadness. Timing, she learned, is everything in memory preservation. The rotation system turns potential sources of grief into sources of seasonal celebration. Secret number 6, the legacy documentation system, preserving stories for future generations. The final secret nearly brought Marilyn to tears, but tears of joy and fulfillment. She realized that her most valuable treasures weren't the items themselves, but the stories they represented. The legacy documentation system ensures these stories survive long after the physical objects are gone. This system goes beyond simple labeling. Marilyn created what she calls memory biographies for her most important items. Each biography includes the item's history, its emotional significance, and the family stories connected to it. She writes these in her own handwriting, making them treasures themselves. For her grandmother's wedding ring, Marilyn wrote, "This ring survived the Great Depression when Grandma Rosa pawned everything else. She bought it back with money she earned taking in laundry. She wore it for 67 years, through 4 children, 2 moves, and countless adventures. When she gave it to me, she said, 'Some promises are worth keeping forever.' What's the most important story behind one of your treasured items? Share it in the comments. These stories matter." But Marilyn's system includes modern touches that make it accessible to all family members. She uses a simple 3-ring binder with plastic sleeves, including photos of each item alongside its written story. Digital copies go to family members, ensuring stories aren't lost if the physical documentation is damaged. The real magic happens when items leave her home. Each treasured piece travels with its complete story, making it infinitely more valuable to its new owner. Her grandson doesn't just have his grandfather's compass, he has the story of how that compass guided camping trips, fishing expeditions, and midnight walks when Grandpa couldn't sleep after the war. Marilyn discovered that writing these stories was therapeutic. It helped her process memories, celebrate her life's richness, and feel confident about her organizational decisions. Items with complete documentation felt finished, their stories preserved regardless of their physical fate. The legacy documentation system acknowledges a beautiful truth about aging. We become the keepers of family history. This system ensures that precious stories don't die with us, but continue enriching future generations. This final secret transforms the entire organization process, from loss to legacy, from decluttering to storytelling, from ending to beginning. It's the difference between simply organizing stuff and creating a family treasure that will be valued for generations. Six months after starting her journey, Marilyn's home tells a completely different story. Gone are the overwhelming piles and guilt-inducing clutter. In their place, carefully curated legacy stations that rotate seasonally, a beautiful documentation system that preserves family stories, and a peaceful environment where memories enhance rather than overwhelm daily life. But the real transformation isn't in her home, it's in her heart. Marilyn no longer feels burdened by her past. She feels celebrated by it. Her weekly family visits have doubled because relatives love experiencing her rotating memory displays and hearing the stories behind each treasure. Most importantly, Marilyn discovered she didn't lose a single meaningful memory. She made them all more accessible, more shareable, and more joyful. The woman who once felt paralyzed by her possessions now describes herself as the family historian, a role she embraces with pride and purpose. Her grandchildren call her home Grandma's Memory Museum, and they're right. She's created something beautiful, a living legacy that honors the past while embracing the present. If Marilyn's transformation resonates with you, you're ready to begin your own memory organization journey. Start with just one drawer this week. Use the Three-Box Memory Triage System and see how it feels. Hit that like button if these secrets gave you hope and clarity. Share this video with someone who's struggling with their own memory overwhelm. They need these strategies too. Subscribe and ring the notification bell. What's your biggest memory organization challenge? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and your question might inspire my next video. Remember, your memories are treasures, and treasures deserve to be organized, preserved, and celebrated. You've got this.